'cause my monsters are real, and that train had a kill, and there's no coming back, and they just laugh at how I feel.
It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. S&D Podcast dropped you guys a new episode. So I'm here. It's your boy Daniel, a.k.a. Sunshine. I'm here with Bob Alvis. Bob, say hi to everybody, please.
How's it going?
How are you doing, sir?
I'm well.
You're well. You're looking like you're deep in thought for some reason tonight.
It's funny. People say, like, is everything okay? And I'm like, a lot of times I'm just thinking. And I guess my upset face is my thinking face.
What do they call it? The RBF face? Is that what it's called?
Man, mine is rocking then.
It's been a while since we've talked WWE, and I know you're a history guy, so I figured let me talk to you one-on-one about some WWE, deep dive your brain to see all those little men turning, as you said in previous episode about your daughter, how you got little minions running around in your head with different knowledge.
No, not minions, just little men. You can call them minions if you want to.
But I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to be honest with me on this. Undertaker was undefeated at WrestleMania for the longest time. He was 21-0, and then he fought Brock Lesnar. In your opinion, should Undertaker have retired undefeated at WrestleMania?
I mean, there's two ways to look at that. I don't think you take anything off the Undertaker by the streak being beat, because I think it makes him look more human in a way. I think it was handled about as well as it could have been, because after Brock beats him, Brock was red hot at that time too, and I think took Brock's popularity and let him go on. I mean, I was thinking about this today. Maybe I had my face. I call it my toilet face. Maybe it's a face that I use when I go to the toilet. But I thought about this in terms of, if you had to think of wrestlers that went to the WWE and never got pushed, or got pushed and then, kind of just dropped like a bad sock. I don't know who those would be, or who were you surprised that never got pushed. But I'm glad that they didn't have Brock beat him and then Brock became a mid-card guy. Yeah. John Cena, I know that's where this podcast is probably going to go. There's a difference in being a main event guy and wrestling an earlier match in the card than it is if you're just always wrestling the opening match, but you're not in any main event storylines. So I think that's a little bit of the difference. I think that Brock Lesnar, probably, if you asked me, Brock Lesnar is probably top 5 all time on WWE in terms of pushing somebody to the moon type of thing. I mean, obviously, I think Hogan gets it. I think Rock gets it. I think Austin gets it. Gosh, I'd really have to dig after that a little bit, but I don't think Brock. I don't think Brock's the best wrestler. I mean, I think I could name 50 wrestlers better than Brock.
Yeah,
ever. But I think Brock has got that. I don't want to say people. I don't want to say Brock is revolutionized by the terms of, everybody knows him because of WWE or anything like that. But I think Brock is probably on the Mount Rushmore of, holy crap, that's Brock Lesnar. Because I think we watched SummerSlam or whatever the event was where Brock came back. Mm-hmm. And I think Michael Cole even said worse than holy crap, that's Brock Lesnar. I mean, Brock's got that.
Yeah.
He's got that mojo.
That aura.
Yeah, very good word. Brock's got that magnifique, that aura that, Brock probably can at least be considered for a chisel on that Mount Rushmore. I mean, to me, Hogan's the guy. Hogan always will be the guy. Hogan's the guy. And I'm just talking WWE that was pushed to the moon because, I mean, Hogan was, I'd
say The Rock's probably next to Hogan. I'd say it'd be those two.
Either him or Austin. I don't know. I mean, you
could go either way.
I think Hogan, Rock, and Austin. I mean, I love Ric Flair almost as much as anybody. But in WWE, Ric Flair didn't have what he had to where when I was a kid, I bought a Hulk Hogan shampoo bottle. I mean, there was shampoo in there, but I still have the shampoo bottle somewhere.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Hulk Hogan had a Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling cartoon. Hulk Hogan, I believe, had coloring book, puzzles. I mean, things like that. The 80s WWE guys were put into that position, in my opinion, because of Hulk Hogan. We can argue Cyndi Lauper and Wendy Richter and Captain Lou Albano made a big deal with the hit Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I want to say 84, 85. But after that, I mean, a lot of people would say they have strong opinions of the Ultimate Warrior one way or another. But I don't think that the Ultimate Warrior ever is pushed to the moon like a Hogan. I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, Andre might be in consideration for me too, Andre the Giant, because, I mean, shoot, he's Andre the Giant. I mean, you know.
Yes.
Who doesn't know Andre the Giant? I mean, people that don't know wrestling. I think people that don't know wrestling, the two names they're going to know more than any are Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. After that, we can argue a little bit. But, you know, I mean, to me, it's not like if you'd had Hogan beat The Undertaker, prime Hogan, be that guy that ended the streak, I think Brock Lesnar is almost like prime Hogan in terms of the, you know, marquee. If Brock Lesnar's name is on the marquee, people are going to go see the movie type of thing. I can't say that about everybody in the WWE because I'll give you a perfect example. Probably one of the biggest ovations ever at a Money in the Bank cash-in, which was big deals, is when Dolph Ziggler beat Alberto Del Rio.
Yep, I remember that.
Dolph Ziggler, I think, is probably, we do it on your podcast every now and again, overrated, underrated. I think Dolph Ziggler is vastly underrated.
Yes.
Vastly.
And you know, for the longest time, until you had brought it up in a previous episode, I forgot he was part of the Spirit Squad.
Right.
That tells you where my mind, like...
But take somebody like, you know, a guy who's been in WWE main storylines forever, and then, or take somebody that was in main storylines for maybe 2 or 3 months, and then kind of went down to the, I don't want to say bottom of the barrel. I think Dolph Ziggler is
I got a name
good soldier.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, honestly, I kind of even think about Bray Wyatt a
Yes.
little bit too. I mean, you know, some guys like that, if they had beaten The Undertaker and then just, you know, are wrestling like third and fourth matches and putting other guys over, I don't think there's any real kick, because what'd you beat The Undertaker for? I mean, I remember Ole Anderson way back in the day. That you'll love when I get history, I think. You know, he said a lot of people will, the idea of WWE is to make money. And if people don't come to watch it, you know, what's the point?
I think a lot of people tend to forget WWE is basically, it's what it is in their name, World Wrestling Entertainment. They're there to entertain the fans.
Yeah, we can argue that later on down the road. I mean, I get it. I do. I understand it. But at the same time, Ole Anderson, who was booking in Georgia back in the day, is like, I could get a monkey to take a crap in the ring, and if people come pay for it, you know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you have Bray Wyatt beat The Undertaker, and then Bray Wyatt's putting over Shelton Benjamin, for instance, and that's no knock on Shelton at all.
Another underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. But, I mean, what's the point? Yeah. Why did he beat The Undertaker, and then he's going to put over Shelton Benjamin, and Shelton Benjamin is, you know, we're running on the hamster wheel. Shelton in 3 months is putting over, you know, The Miz. And The Miz in 3 months is putting over Big Cass, or whatever the case is. So at least they used Brock beating The Undertaker and went up the hill with that even more.
But, you know, I sit here and think about it. Brock didn't need that to be skyrocketed, because Brock had already skyrocketed well before, because he was on the cover of the video game Here Comes Pain that everybody still loves to this day, including myself that still plays it.
I'm trying to remember, too, when Hulk Hogan had his quote-unquote birthday party on Raw, and Nash and Piper and Flair and Jimmy Hart were out there, and Brock came out and said, "Party's over, Grandpa."
Yep.
And I can't remember if I think that was after. I think you know, I think Brock. I don't know. I get where you're going. I don't think Brock needed it, but I think it just elevated Brock even more.
Even more, yeah. And Brock was never one to talk on the mic a lot. That's why he always had Paul Heyman. Anybody that's had Paul Heyman has been shot to the top because of, and I'm going to say because of not just your talent, but because of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is probably one of the best managers of superstars, I could say, hands down. Would you agree?
He's in top 10.
Not top 3 though.
He might be third.
All right, now I'm kind of curious. Who's the other 2 that you're putting above?
Bobby Heenan, number 1, hands down, 100%. To me, Jim Cornette, number 2, hands down. But now we're getting into generations because I'm going to say Don Mattingly is one of the greatest baseball players that I saw play. But people that have seen Derek Jeter more consistently are going to say Derek Jeter. So, it's errors. And it's also, too, I grew up on Mid-Atlantic and NWA.
That's true.
And Bobby Heenan, while he was in WWF, that's still my growing up time, so. But Paulie's very good.
Yes. I would just, I would have loved to have seen, I guess because I was such a big Taker fan, and just, Brock had his run and still has plenty of runs. I mean, he's back now. He's part of the Revolution or whatever they're called now, the new Revolution thing, and Paul Heyman again is leading them. Paul Heyman has led so many guys, I would say probably since the 2000s. I think it would be a fair assessment to say since the 2000s. I don't think there's ever been a better manager than Heyman.
Yeah, I mean, he had Brock. Then, if I'm not mistaken, he went to Roman.
Yep. Then he left Roman for Seth.
Yeah, I don't understand that one as much. I don't think Seth needed him.
I don't think he did either.
I don't know that. See, the other thing too I hated with Heyman is when bloodline versus bloodline type of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think Heyman needs to be hit.
Nah.
And I want to say they did the angle where they put Heyman through the table or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't like. What does that do? That's where I get curmudgeon-y. And Cornette talks about it a lot too. 2 of my least favorite guys are probably the Young Bucks, because I think a lot of it is, why do you need to do a super duper flip when something else will do? But that's me being an old grump versus the newer. And I hate to bring out the Bucks, but I mean, those are the ones I think of first. I'm not a fan as much of the new age. A lot of people, I'm sure, would like a Kenny Omega.
I got you.
I'm not that guy, because I'm more of, kind of to borrow a football saying, ground and pound. I don't need to see the ball put in the air 60 times. I'm fine with the ground game.
Yes. I like a good defensive battle. That's as I'll say it. We just want to thank you guys for listening to the S&D podcast today. We just want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. Just remember, you can check us out on Apple, YouTube, and Spotify. And we look forward to talking to you guys in our next episode. Yes, sir.
So this is no justice, no peace. Well, let me speak my piece. Rocking the gospel of peace, and it's going down. I'm aiming for the crown. Please pray for...